Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reading is Freedom podcast. And I am your most gracious host, Miss Ayisha. And as you know, the Reading is Freedom podcast, we are here to unlock our minds and reclaim our power. So, with that being said, you all, today we are here to have a beautiful conversation, you guys. I am just I'm excited. I'm excited. I am like just in awe of this phenomenal woman that we literally just had a conversation not that long ago, and it was just like from there we just connected because she understands the plight of what our people are dealing with here in this United States of America with three Ks, right? Y'all, you know, if you know, you know, right? And she understands how we talk about in the community. We sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, when you have situations like we're dealing with right now with a 17-year-old boy, okay, now he's 19, being sentenced to 35 years for defending himself in a stand your ground state. All right, 35 years. But is this new? No, it's not new because nothing is new under the sun in the system of the false notion of white supremacy, right? And this is why I created this podcast, as you all know. Before it was formerly called Real Reading Talk, because the vision is to combat our high levels of illiteracy in our Black and Brown and underserved communities, and to talk about how reading is the gateway to our liberation. But I changed the name to the Reading is Freedom podcast because I want us to keep the focus of liberation and freedom. And I want us to understand that we have options. And this is why I invited our dear sister, Sister Ayisha Muhammad, to the show because she is going to talk to us about how she is exploring those options. So I would love to welcome Sister Ayisha Muhammad.
Thank
Assalamu
you. Walaikum salam.
alaikum.
I'm glad to be here today. I'm very glad you invited me on your podcast today.
Oh, thank you so much. I am so pleased that you accepted the invitation. That right there is truly an honor. And so, like I said before we pressed record, I always ask my guests about their background. So, I want you to share with everybody where you were born and raised and tell us a little bit about your family life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I was raised in Cleveland, Ohio. Uh, I am the baby girl of four. Uh, my stepfather, I was raised in a Christian home. Uh, I attended East Tech High School. I attended elementary school at John Burrow. Um, I grew up in the Quincy area. Um, I I I grew up as a Baptist. I became Muslim at the age of 16 years old. I was introduced to Islam. Um, I was taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Elijah was taught by Master Farah Muhammad. They came into America and they taught us that we were not American people, that we had came from Africa. Um, when I was very young, it was a book And the two characters in the book was Bagana and Wanda. I was told that they were from Africa. As soon as I seen the book of the boy and the girl, I connected. I said, they look like me. So when I began my journey in the Nation of Islam, that's when I found out that I was from Africa, that my ancestors, all the time through my life as a young girl, I had dreams of faraway places. I didn't know that it was in Africa. But as I grew older and I learned my interest was in Africa, I longed to go to Africa. Allah has blessed me to travel to Africa several times. My first journey was in Senegal. I love Senegal, but I said, this isn't it. I just felt that Senegal was not where I would live. So I traveled to Ghana. As soon as I got to Ghana, I felt it. I said, this is it. But the king had came to America, and I was invited through a friend. She's here with me now, Frances Carwell from the African American Museum. So after we had a dinner with the king and the prince, and the king, when he came to America, he was telling us that it was free land in Africa for all African Americans. And I knew then, I said, I'm leaving America.
Mm-hmm.
I knew. Well, I went back a second time because I didn't want to just make a quick decision.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people was thinking that I was cuckoo, out of my mind. Oh, she's really done, lost her mind. She's moving to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So the second time I went to Ghana. I bought 4 acres of land on a mountain, and I began to build my home. My home is almost built. I have 2 acres up on a mountain and 2 acres below that I will build Airbnb for all African Americans that would like to come and visit. And that was my journey to Africa. The next time I went to Africa, I went with Frances Carwell. Her and we went last year. They began to build the home. And later in the video, the sister will show you my home. My plan is never to be in America in the winter. And I also found out that we were born in a very hot, our ancestors came from a very hot climate. I never understood why I didn't like the cold weather.
Mm.
Allah did not create us for cold weather.
Mm.
I found out on my journey that we are the first people that Allah created. That the Black woman in America, she's Eve, and that the Black man in America is Adam, and that every race of people on the planet Earth, they come from us. And that the Black woman, she is the mother of civilization. And as you know, a lot of things things are going down in America today.
Mm,
And a lot of us are trying to go home.
mm,
You are welcome to visit Ghana. And I want to be great like her and bring many of my sisters and brothers home. Come home. Come home. If you don't want to come and stay, at least come and visit and see where life began. And it is so beautiful. And it is not like they tried to make us think that it is. Come and visit. You will see. You are welcome to visit me. You are welcome.
mm. Well, first, I just want to tell you thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing with us where it began. I love how you started off with the particular book. And I know you and I, we were discussing the book that you said that it was introduced to you when you were a little girl. And we're still trying to find the title of that book. And I know you mentioned Bagana and Wanda were the characters. Hopefully, anybody who is listening to the podcast, if you have, any idea about the book, does that sound familiar to you? Please make sure
Please.
put it, in the comment section, of this particular episode because we are definitely in search for that book. And what I appreciate you saying is that you are reminding us of our roots and reminding us, number one, that we have options, especially like I said before, we have these situations on time again of our people being done wrong, it's like an abusive marriage. And I've heard this a couple of times. I've heard people talk about this before, where the relationship that Black people have with America, it's like an abusive marriage. How you'll have that abusive partner continuously saying, they hate you, they treat you bad, dog you out, condemn you, but every time you try to leave, they still try to figure out a way to keep you here.
Yes.
They try to make it hard for you to escape. They try to make it hard for you to leave. Even I think about even when our ancestors did things like build up their own communities like Black Wall Street and Rosewood and the communities in I think it was Delaware, Tennessee, all these different places where Black people said, you know what, leave us alone. We're gonna have our own. Don't bother us. But some kind of way, just like how you have that sick, psychotic, abusive partner, you hate my guts, but you're not allowing me to leave. And so,
Yes.
and that's the thing that we have to understand, that relationship that we have with this country is just totally psychotic and crazy. But we also have to understand, like you have shared with us, that we have options. The beautiful, rich continent of Africa,
Yes.
54 countries. It doesn't have to be Ghana, it doesn't have to be Senegal, just like you explained to us. You went to Senegal, that wasn't your vibe. You loved it, but you said it wasn't your vibe. Your vibe was
Yes.
Ghana. And that's the thing, we have options. And so, what I would love for you to do is if you could just share with us when that moment spoke to you, when you started making your exit plan. When did that occur? When you started to say, you know what? I want to have my home built. I am ready to actually leave. When did that happen? When did that moment happen for you, Sister Ayisha?
Well, that's a deep question. I would like to say it began in my mother's womb. It's I'm chosen to return.
Mm,
It began in my mother's womb. I've always been Afrocentric. I've never been Europeanized. When I was young, by not knowing my history or who I was and where I came from, I think it affected my behavior in a way.
mm,
But once I joined the nation, I understood more of who I was and what my destiny was on the earth. You know, I'm trying to say I have not been a perfect person in life. Allah has touched me, and I thank him. And I thank him for the honorable Elijah Muhammad. In the nation, it taught me how to be a lady. I did not know how when I was young. Even though I came from a Christian family, church, and I didn't quite get it. And when I joined the nation, it showed me how a lady should carry herself, a real lady, how she should act. And Allah said that a woman must be modest. She must dress modest. So when I came into the nation, people thought, again, I was cuckoo because I began to care about myself, the way I dressed, the way I looked, the way I talked. So I became, I would say, brand new, you know, and it just gave me a different way of life. And when I changed my life, everything that I ever asked Allah for, he gave it to me. I've had several businesses in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been in Severance Mall. I'm like the fourth Black woman to be in downtown Cleveland. I've owned several homes in Cleveland. And I just feel blessed and highly favored. And I know it's all due to Allah. When you give your life to Allah, he will bless you whatever you ask him for. I asked Allah to leave America. He blessed me to do that. I blessed Allah for a home. I never knew it would be on a mountaintop. But they always used to say people that live on the mountaintop, they live longer. So I say, I guess Allah, he has a long life and a longer journey for me. And I am truly blessed. I am truly blessed. And I thank Allah for meeting you. And the day that I met you, you knew and I knew it was the will of Allah.
Sure.
You have to have skills, money coming from America to Africa. Mm-hmm. If you don't, you will really have to know someone like me that will help you on your journey. I am willing to help you on your journey if you have skills that you can come and help us build. And this is what we're doing. All your food is organic. We're growing. We have land to grow fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. Right now, they're going through what you call their rainy season. In Africa, they don't have winter. Like we have winter here in America. Their winter is their rainy season, where it rains constantly every day. They have maybe about another month of rainy season. And also, too, when you come to Africa, I would say, from my experience, try to know African Americans. This is what I would say. Ghanaians are good people, but when they see that you are American, they think we're rich. You need Ghanaians to help you. If you go into a market, and they hear your voice that you're American, if something is $1, now that you're American, it becomes $5, $10, whatever they want it to be, you know.
Yeah.
So I have Ghanaian friends, a little Ghanaian son that I met in Africa. His name is Kingsley,
Mhm.
and he's a little Muslim brother.
Mhm.
And he has helped me on my journey with my build.
Mhm.
I've trusted Kingsley. And if Kingsley was here today, he would say, we made it through, but anything good is going to be hard.
Mhm. Right.
You're not going to come out with something good and it was easy.
Mhm.
So it has been a journey.
Mhm.
And like I say, the home is almost built. We're building a swimming pool in the ground. We just got so much going on there. But I would advise you, if you're going to build a home in Ghana, be in Ghana, be there.
Mhm.
I've heard many Americans in Ghana that are saying the same thing. You need to see where your money is going. You need to, like, if you hire somebody 8 hours, if you're not there, you don't know. They may be working 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would say plan to be there, plan to be where you are building.
Mhm.
And I would never, if I had it to do all over again,
Mhm.
I would never try to build in Africa without being there. Uh, and to speak about a container, I shipped a 20 feet container to Africa. If I had to do it all over again, I would never do it. I would never do it.
Mhm.
I would tell you the money that I've spent just to ship the container, I could have bought everything that was in that container cheaper.
Mhm.
So you learn as you go. And Allah has blessed me to take this journey to tell you, you know, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars to this journey to Africa. I can see my home, the money has been put into the home. I can tell this because the home is built. I feel that my home should be ready by now, but I'm maybe a couple of months away. But I say all praises is due to Allah. When Allah get ready for me to go home, I'll be home.
Well, all right, all right. What I would love, I appreciate all, oh my goodness, very inspirational. And I love how you were telling everybody again to number one, if you are thinking about making this journey, especially repatriating. So for those of us Black folks who've already done that, y'all already know what it is. But definitely making sure you visit first. And like you said, talking to people who understand, who know what's going on, do your research. Because with this particular episode, Sister Ayisha Muhammad, she was here to share her journey, her experiences. And of course, what she is reminding is to make sure that they do their research. Don't just because it's this is not just an emotional decision. This is one that's built in logic and making sure that you plan. And so with that being said, Sister Ayisha Muhammad has given me permission to share a few photos of her home that's being built. It's not complete, but it's on its way. And so she has shared some photos with me. So I want to, and she has asked me to share with you all. And I also have a couple of very short videos as well. So you guys are in for a treat with this episode. All right, so I am going to get ready to share.
Assalamu alaikum, Grandma. Yeah, so Grandma, as you can see, the glass person is in, and he's picking out the measurements for the windows. Yes, he's picking out the measurement for the windows. You can see. Hey, motor guy, kode, ode moko. And because Muntum, Mara, Abarama, Ababa Yanko. Yeah, so he's on with it. Salaam alaikum, Grandma. Yeah, so Grandma, the carpenters are done with the rest of the facials. I just came a while back, and they've already pulled it through. Yeah, so there's what's left, and you can see the whole of this back end has been completed. Yeah, the whole of this has been completed. Yes. So all around the building, beneath the facials, has all been completed, as you can see from the scene, Grandma. So everything from front to back, from back to front, you can see. So there we have it. Yeah. So Grandma, this is all around. This is all around the building. This is all around the building, you can see. Yes, all around. Assalamu alaikum.
That is huge. How much is the square footage of your home? Do you know?
Yes. I don't quite know, but they say that is bigger than the castle, where the king is.
Okay.
Yes, they say that people come from everywhere up on the mountain just to see it. When we're there, we overlook the whole valley down. You look down. It's only three other homes that are being built there. We're off grid. One Jamaican sister, she has built her home. And then we have an American girl from Chicago. She's building now. Then we have an African American brother from Atlanta, Georgia. So we're the only three.
Okay.
That's on this grid at the time.
Okay.
And the land has went up. They keep going up on the price of the land because African Americans are coming in droves.
Yeah, that's what I've
And also, too, I would like to say, Stevie Wonder lives in Ghana.
Yeah, he does. Yes.
Yes, he lives up on a mountain in Ghana.
Oh, he lives in too. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to one day meet my brother, Stevie Wonder. It's a lot of movie stars that's in Ghana.
Yes.
And I think it's because of the land Once you buy the land, you
Okay.
owe nothing else. 50 years. They only want to see someone 50 years from today, and they only take one name on the deed. They won't take two.
Okay.
So that means that I would have to put this land
Mhm.
probably in one of my grandchildren's name or my great grandchildren.
Oh,
Because as you know,
okay.
50 years from the day, I'll be with Allah.
Oh.
All praises due to Allah. I'll be with Allah. Alhamdulillah. And
Wow.
so I'll, someone else
Yeah.
would take the land
Okay.
and no taxes.
Mm.
I have no water bill.
Mm.
The only bill I have will be my lights, and I'm going to go solar.
Huh.
I'm going to go solar. I'm going to have generator. And also to where I'm at, I'm able to connect into the utility there now.
Mm.
So I have 3 ways of lights. No water bill. No water bill. And that's the good part.
That's the
You know,
part. You homeowners, we know. Okay. It's like,
in
Lord.
America, I've owned several homes, but I never owned them. The home I live in now,
Mhm.
how do you own something, but you still got to pay?
That property tax. Lord.
That's America.
That's America for you. Yes, it is.
Water bill.
Yeah.
Allah give us free water from the earth. That was a beautiful experience. Seeing them dig into the earth,
Mm.
and within 4 to 5 hours, water coming up out the ground. I'm like, what?
Wow. Wow.
So I have my borehole, everything, my water. So now they're getting ready to do the windows, put the windows in.
Mhm.
After they do the windows, then my electrical will be put in.
Mm. Mm.
Then after my electrical is in,
Mm.
they'll start drywalling inside and outside. Because as you see, the outside of the building, they build with bricks because of the weather. They don't build like we build here in America with wood, So I'll come back and the outside, it'll be all white. The inside, all white. Everything will be pure white. And everything I need is in the container. Couches, beds, sheets, food. I can go there within a week and I'll be set up, ready to cook. Ready to cook.
Did you want me to show those last few pictures?
Would you please?
Okay, yeah, I could do that. Let me do that real
The
quick.
container.
So right now I'm showing everybody a picture of your container with your stuff, right? And then I'm showing them the roof, the finished roof.
Okay.
Okay. That's the image right there. Everybody should be able to see that. So this is going to tell everybody. I mean, they obviously see it, but
Well, this is part of the roof. And around, as you see the dark blue, all around is shaped as a pyramid around the building. And Kingsley created the roof for me. He wanted to get a part in designing the building.
Wow.
So I let him. And this is beautiful. I love it. And this is what he came up with.
He did a great job. Excellent. Excellent. Now I'm going to show them.
This is the side, the back.
This is the back of the home. Okay.
This is the back of the home. That big window is a kitchen window.
Okay.
And those 2 windows right there are extra windows that they put for, so you can have ventilation. You need, in Ghana, with it being so hot.
Yeah.
so we wanted plenty of windows.
Exactly. And then all that sun coming. Oh my goodness. Woo. Okay, so I'm gonna stop share this one and then go to, so you saying with this, so this container holds like what? Did you need like multiple containers? How many containers did you
My
need?
goodness, no, sis, this 20 feet container was over $4,000 American money.
Wow.
Yes, and
And it holds
also
like
too,
all your stuff?
just for the container.
No, she said you put all your stuff.
Oh
All your
yes.
stuff in there.
We have cabinets, kitchen cabinets, stoves. Francis and I went before the container was shipped, and I got good deals on about 8 cabinets, and
Hmm.
everything is in it.
And beautiful countertops.
Countertops,
Beautiful countertops.
everything that you need basically to put in a home to get it going. But like I say, if I had to do all over again, that $4,000 would have been how much in Ghanaian CDs would have been over
10, 40.
huh?
40.
40,000. $40,000. That's the reason why I say I would never ship another container from America to Ghana. You would just take the money and buy in Ghana what you need. But like I say, you learn as you go.
Got it. Got it. And I have to shout it. There's a sister that I watch. Her name is Ashley in Africa. And she talks about she's made the move. She went from Atlanta to Africa. And I think if I'm not mistaken, she's in South Africa, but she's, talked about being in Tanzania, all of that. And she's a person who's about systems and business and creating those systems so that when you do make that move, if you want to, that you do it in, like you said, in a fiscally responsible way, right? So everything economically, you are in tune and you're not, like you said, overspending, so that's why it's very important. I'm glad you're giving us this information that people talk to people who've done it and who've done it the right way so that you don't have to go and make all these, you bumping your head 50,000 times. And it's like, for what? You got folks who they already bumped their head. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So go learn from the people who bumped their head.
And the picture you see in the back, the white,
Okay.
that's the palace.
No.
The container had to be taken to the palace
Okay.
because it's rainy season. And they were not able to take that container to the mount, up on the hill, up on the mountain.
Okay.
Because as you can see, all the red, that's dirt. And when it rains, it's hard, to cars and things to move through it. And so the palace, the king, let us put the container there until the rainy season is over, and then we'll have it moved.
Okay. Got you. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, wow. This has been first of all, this is a first of its kind episode to where people get to see in real time where, somebody who's actually making the move to Africa, because like you said, a lot of people are talking about it, including myself, really like, hey, look, sick and tired of being sick and tired. We keep thinking things are going to change. And we have to understand that Allah, one God, know you hear the sister and myself say Allah, but that's just the Arabic for one God. That's all it means in Arabic.
God.
His earth is spacious. So you
Yes.
live anywhere. You don't have to feel trapped. And even if you don't want to move to Africa, there's plenty of other places around the globe. That's the point. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, but we have to understand that you don't have to keep taking just this condemnation and dehumanization that we continuously take, in the society that looks at our people as we're nothing, we're less than. And
Yes.
that's how the system was created. It was created by
Yes.
othering us, making us feel as though we are less than. And that's why here again on the Reading is Freedom podcast, it's all about liberation. And we have to liberate our minds first, and the
Mhm.
body will follow. That's what Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Marcus Garvey said. You liberate
Yes.
minds, then the bodies will.
It'll follow.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I know you wanted to introduce dear sister Frances Caldwell, and I would love for you to go ahead and introduce her. And then I want you, sister, to just, you could just briefly just tell us about your experience as well when you took the journey to Africa.
Yes. Well, I have my spiritual daughter, Frances Carwell. She's my traveling partner. Like I say, we just got back not long ago from Africa.
Mhm.
Frances, she tended to a lot of my business with the Queen, something I don't want to get into, something me and you got to talk about off.
Right, that's
But
episode two.
Allah led Frances to go to the Queen and to finish the legal documents that I had to do with my land. So here's Frances Carwell from the African American Museum of Cleveland, Ohio.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, I think, wow, I've been to Ghana a few times over the years. My first trip was to Ghana, and that was in 1989. My husband and I went with Jimmy Cliff, the reggae star. He
Oh,
did a concert in March 1989 because Ghana's Independence Day is March 6th. So every year they have a big celebration. In this particular year, a man named Joe Arthur, who was from Ghana, a master goldsmith. He had a jewelry store downtown, and he was taking groups over to Ghana every year for the anniversary. So this particular year, he took a big act, which was Jimmy Cliff, and it cost him a lot of money. So he wanted to take people from the United States to collect the money at the gates because he said, and a lot of people that he would hire maybe in Ghana is possibly they would let their families in. They might let people in their village in or their town in, and he was spending a lot of money. So he brought me, my husband, and it was like four other people, maybe 4 or 6 other people. And he paid our airfare, he paid our hotel, he paid for our food, he paid for our calls home. I called every day to check on my children because they were very small. And my sister Lori took care of them for us, but in 2 weeks we were gone. But it was really, it was very nice. And then the second time I went, where would I go? Oh, I went to Egypt and Sudan.
Okay.
And I think we were gone about 2 weeks. And then I think I didn't go for a while. I think this was in the late 90s when I went to Egypt and Sudan. And then, when I went on my first trip to Ghana, we went to Nigeria. We had a layover in Nigeria. So I went to Nigeria. We had to stay there for a while, and then we went to Ghana. And then when I went my second time, like I said, in the late 90s, maybe 10 years later. And then my next trip after that was in 2021. I went to Senegal. And so me and Sister Ayisha, we're different in that she has a kinship with Ghana. I have a kinship with Senegal. I love Senegal because they're not as I don't know what the word to use. They're not as westernized as Ghana. Like if you go to Accra,
Yeah.
It's almost like being in the United States, as far as the prices are very high. So in Senegal, in Dakar, it's still, it's still a lot of culture, it's still a lot of drum playing and art. And so I had a kinship to Senegal. So, but I love Ghana too. Like she said, she loves Senegal. I love Ghana. But my spirit was more with Senegal. So I was there for New Year's, and it was very nice. So that was in 2021.
Okay.
And then I went again last year.
Mm.
Sister Aisha and I went in May of 2025.
Okay.
And that's when we went and, see her. I got to see her land.
Okay.
And oh my God, it was,
Was
girl, it was a jungle. You hear me? It was just trees everywhere.
Oh,
And so when Kingsley sent her the picture to
yeah.
show how they cleared the land, I was just like, wow. It was amazing. Like, wow, okay. And so then, they start building her home, and I'm just so happy for her. I'm so proud. And oh, wait, we just talked Kingsley up. Look, he's calling.
Really? Oh,
We just talked him up. But I loved it. I enjoyed it. But I think my travel out of this country will probably be Brazil, because my son and his wife and children, my daughter-in-law is from Brazil. And they met at Cleveland State. They're both English teachers. And in 2020, during COVID, they left. They sold their car, sold their house, sold their furniture, sold everything. And they had the 2 babies, 12 suitcases, and a pocket full of money. And they was like, deuces, we out. So he loves it there, And so we went, maybe my husband and I went maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So this year we're going back to visit them again, and hopefully, make some plans to see how we can make that transition from here to there. So just like Sis Ayisha making her transition, but she's far more ahead of me, with her transition, but I'm working on
Inshallah.
mine. I'm working on mine.
That's right. Oh, wow.
And another thing I would say why I chose Ghana
Okay.
is because they speak English.
Okay.
English is one of their languages. Senegal,
French.
Walla,
And
French.
Mhm.
And I only knew one person that could speak English. It's in the village where I lived.
Okay.
So that's another reason why I chose Ghana. They speak English.
But in Dakar, where I was, in the capital, there was quite a few people that spoke English. But like she said, probably in the rural areas, you don't really find that many. But in the capital, it was, not a whole lot, but I ran into a few that spoke English.
Got you.
And I like rural.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like, even in America, I don't like city life. I don't need clubs,
Bars.
all bars. All I need is to be on top of the mountain, peace and quiet.
Come on.
That's all I need.
Well, I'm gonna end it right there. That's a mic dropper right there. Peace and quiet.
Yes.
That's all.
That's what our people been wanting. Okay. And I love how you shared your story, your journey. Wow, this has been inspirational. Oh my goodness. I know we're going to be having tons of comments to say about this. Oh, this episode is, I know, it's about to be talked about soon as everything is done, sis. All right, everybody. So I hope that you all really enjoyed that episode, gained much knowledge and inspiration. And again, it was all about educating all of us and reminding us that we have options. And I just wanted to just give clarity. I know she spoke about the Nation of Islam. And I know for those of you who are still trying to understand, when you all hear about Muslims, sometimes people think that, oh, okay, they may think, oh, are you in the Nation of Islam? Or they may think that the Nation of Islam is the same as Orthodox Islam, and those are two different practices of Islam. So for those, just for clarity's sake, and for those of you who understand, you know that you have Orthodox Muslims. No, we do not believe that Elijah Muhammad is the last messenger, and we do not believe that Allah, God, came down in the form of a man by the name of W.D. Fard. And I just wanted to make that distinction for those who did not know. All right. And again, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share these episodes. All right. And I hope that you all continue to please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. And remember, reading is freedom. Peace.